Okay, hello and welcome into the Bruins fan review for Game 69 against the Florida Panthers and the Bruins fan review for Game 70 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, I don't really want to do the double video games or whatever you want to call them. Like, want to keep it one for one because, it takes away a little from each game. But this weekend I was a little busy with St. Patrick's Day festivities, and I went to the Hockey East semifinals. I saw PC take on Northeastern, and I saw BU take on BC. So I was a little busy, so I couldn't get these out on time. It is Sunday night when I'm recording this. And yeah, so that's a little about why this is delayed. And hopefully you look past that and enjoy the video, and we'll recap the games. Give you a little refresher because it's been about 3 days since Thursday, 4 days since the game versus Florida. And it's been a little over 24 hours since the game against Tampa. Yeah, so this is the first meeting of the year against Florida, and after the game against Carolina, you saw Reimer coming up on the schedule, and you were thinking, yeah, we just had a 4-1 comeback against Carolina, and look who's here, James Reimer. Let's light him up. Not the case tonight at all. About 7 minutes in the game, Aaron Ekblad would get on the board for the Florida Panthers. Barkov goes to net, passes to the point. Ekblad comes in from the point and shoots. Mad scramble in front of the net. Barkov gets it. Barkov slides it to Dadonov, who's in the far circle. Dadonov sees Ekblad streaking, and it was over at this point. You can kind of see it coming on the TV. And Dadonov throws it back post. It hits off Hudobin. Aaron Ekblad says, "That's fine. I got a good hand-eye," and bats it out of the midair and into the back of the net. Holding getting beat by Barkov is where the madness all started. Once he got blown by, he did a little shoulder fake, ooh, went right by him, and yeah, then madness ensued. Pasta was kind of puck watching. He's the one who probably should have picked up Ekblad, did not pick up Ekblad. Ekblad eventually scores. And another thing to note here is the Barkov slash on Miller. Before Barkov slid it to Dadonov at the far circle, which, as you know from me saying, to Dadonov would then go on to find Ekblad back post. Barkov slashes Kevin Miller's stick out of his hand, and this should be a penalty, but it's not called. Very unfortunate, and if that doesn't get called, who knows how the rest of the game goes, because 1-0 first goals are key sometimes in games. Sometimes that will really determine the game. Tonight, who knows if that's the case, but very unfortunate that the Bruins didn't get a call there. That was assisted by Bugstad and Dadonov. Very nice pass by Dadonov / shot, whatever you want to call it. A little later in the period, I think like 4 minutes later, Bugstad would get his 16th of the year and the second Florida in the game, assisted again by Dadonov and Matheson. Dadonov's speed creates a 3-on-2 rush against Holden and Miller. Miller plays pass and comes to Dadonov. It didn't matter. Dadonov then throws puck past Barkov, who is streaking on the net. So Dadonov goes straight towards Hudobin. Hudobin started tonight, by the way. He goes right to Hudobin. Holden plays Barkov. Bugstad goes back post. Puck, oh my god, this is a sexy pass by Dadonov. Right past them, hits Bugstad's stick and roofs it over, I think that's Hudobin's blocker side or glove side. I think it's blocker. But very nice pass by Dadonov. Not really much you can do about it. Second goal when Holden and Miller were on the ice. They had a bad game. Did not have a good game. To be out there for this many goals against isn't good. I believe they're on for the third goal against too. Not a good night for them. Back is thrown out of the game for the hit on Trocheck. A little controversial here. I thought it was very similar to the Hornquist hit on McAvoy in what did we win that game? Like 7-2, something like that against the Penguins? Or I don't know, but we blew them out. But in that game, there was a hit where Hornquist went head high on McAvoy, hit him down, and that one looked more intentional than this one. But Backus got tossed out of the game. He got a major penalty for it, and I didn't think it was worthy of being thrown out of the game. Could you call it like, it's kind of like NFL hitting a defenseless receiver, but like in hockey, it's not really a penalty. I mean, I get the hit to the head, so he goes to the box, fine with that. But thrown out, I thought that was a little too far. No suspension came from it, which I think is right, It was whatever. It didn't really have much effect on the outcome of the game, in my opinion. The Bruins' closest chance would come a little after this, mid-second period. A shot from the circle on the breakout by Backus. Schaller and Krejci drive the net. Puck goes behind Reimer. It's kind of about to go in, and then Jonathan Huberdeau sweeps it into, not into the net. He sweeps it off the line and into Reimer, and Reimer freezes it. That's the closest they got to scoring tonight. Heineman in the third also had a good tip that got behind Reimer, but Reimer quickly turned around and covered it. Those are the two closest chances, and just wasn't our night. Trocheck would make it 3-0 on a snipe on the power play. Rick Nash would go to the box for goaltender interference. I personally thought Ekblad pushed him into the goalie. Another call that didn't go our way. This game just wasn't meant to be. Panthers working around the zone. Comes to Trocheck at the top of the circle. Yandel passed to him. Yandel did a very nice no-look pass. Very deceiving. It looked like he was going to go to the other point, but he slides it to Trocheck. Trocheck goes towards Holden. Holden's coming late. It's already too late. Trocheck has the angle, and he snipes opposite top corner, stick side, bar down. It kind of skims bar and goes down, so it wasn't just like bar straight down. So you didn't see that live. You probably wouldn't have noticed on the first replay, but I watched it in slow-mo for this recap. Notice that. I mentioned the Heinen tip. The Bruins would eventually pull the goalie in the third period, but it just wasn't meant to be tonight. Nothing was happening. Notable things on the night. Reimer with a 46-save shutout. Yeah, he got his revenge for that Leaf series. I'll just put it that way this night after seeing what we did to Carolina. He definitely went into this game thinking, yeah, not losing to them tonight. He was probably determined. He had a great game. Made tons of key saves. Props to James Reimer. Not a terrible goalie in the league, especially for backup/splitting time role. Good night for him. Holden and Miller were out there for all 3 goals against. They were terrible tonight. Yeah, Holden was also the closest player to the person who scored on every goal, if you want to read into that a little. Now, did he have a chance on all of them? No, but, that's just bad luck for you. Yandel led the whole entire skaters of time on ice. He had 27 minutes and 59 seconds, basically 28 minutes, workhorse this game. I thought Ekblad was their best defender, but Yandel had a good game. Yandel's from the area, too, of Massachusetts. I think South Shore area. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. Very solid player. One of my favorites in the league. I liked him when he was on the Coyotes. Don't know why I liked the Coyotes back in the day. They were like my second team. I just felt like cheering for them because I felt like they need more fans. A little too nice in that category of life. Now I'm like, they don't have any fans. I should cheer for them as a second team. I like red. They wear red. OEL's pretty cool. Shane Doan's awesome. I mean, whatever. I don't really cheer for the Coyotes much anymore. They're trash. They were kind of trash when I cheered for them. A little off topic here. Back to this game. Krug had 26 and a half minutes on the ice. He was the Bruins' time on ice leader. Bruins went 0 for 4 on the power play. Terrible night. Ekblad, great night for Ekblad. I thought he was terrific on both sides of the ice. There was one thing where he lost his stick and he just bullied. I don't remember who he bullied, but he just shoved them around with his hands and all that. Impressive. Hudobin saved 25 of 28 shots on goal. Sorry, I look over I have March Madness on in the background. Just had to peek over to see what was going on. And yeah, it wasn't meant to be. It's just one of those games. You show up, and no matter how good you play, you're probably going to lose. It just was meant to be. Sad, but, that's how it goes in an 82-game schedule. You can't win them all. This is one of the ones you just move on to the next game like we would do. Anyway, before I go on to the next game, I'd like to note the Bruins would have stay at 96 points after this game, and they would be 4 points behind Tampa going into the next game. More interestingly, well, not to us, but to Florida fans, they are at 77 points. They are 8 points behind Philadelphia with 4 games in hand. You win those 4 games in hand, you are tied with Philadelphia. 6 points behind Columbus with 3 games in hand. Again, you win all those games in hand, you are tied with Columbus. 5 points behind New Jersey with 2 games in hand. Okay, mathematically, you win both games, you're still 1 point behind. A lot has to go Florida's way, but there's 3 teams that if they fall off bad and Florida plays good enough, they can squeak into the playoffs. It's not over for Florida. This was a huge win for them. Big momentum. I think they lost the day after, which is kind of a hit to them. But these standings right now, the 77 points in the games in hand, that's updated now. So if they got that win, they'd be looking a lot better. But it's just how the cookie crumbles. I think Luongo had a bad showing in that game too. They might want to go to Reimer here. Maybe Luongo's cooled off. I don't know, but anyway. So anyway, moving on. As I said, we were 4 points behind Tampa. Guess who we got to play on Saturday? Oh, you want a heavyweight fight? You got it. Huge tilt. I wrote that here. Don't know why. Thought it was necessary. Thought it was a huge tilt. It was. And we'd stomped Tampa. It was opposite world from what we saw on Thursday. 3-0 win for Florida. We come in and we're like, oh, so that's how you do it. And we win 3-0. Let me go into the goal summary and notable things summary. Boston would go up 1-0 about 3 minutes into the first. Pasta would get his 28th of the year from Krug and McQuaid. Wingles had a great hold-up boards play. He absorbed a huge hit from Callahan, stayed up and kept the puck on the boards. Puck would squeak out up to the point with McQuaid entering the zone. Slides it over to Krug, who was also entering the zone. Pasta makes a great diagonal cut, so he comes from the goalie's right and ends up on the goalie's left. This causes the goalie to freeze. Krug hits up Pasta midway through, so you got Vasilevsky, who's kind of going one way because the pass is going that way, and Pasta coming the other way, and he slides it from forehand to backhand. He just beats Vasilevsky on the ground. Didn't have to lift it because the pass was so nice and the cut was so nice. Lightning players got left behind in this play because they were focused on Wingles on the board. It all happened so fast that they got left behind. Great play by Krug. Great cut by Pasternak. Good board play by Wingles. Good by McQuaid to get it over to Krug, who's the playmaker on that pair, obviously. And great goal. Huge way to start the game. Really, first goals can sometimes set the tone, just like last game with, Dadanov. I think it was Dadanov. I'm just going to leave it down. I'm not even going to check. It doesn't matter anymore. It's over. It's over. Just like that goal by Florida. This goal by Boston really set the tone and really set us off on the right path. Later in the first, about 10:54 into the first exactly, we would get a power play for Stamkos interfering with Schaller. Backes would get this goal, his 12th of the season, on the power play from Krug again and Marchand. Krug's 37th, Marchand's 43rd. By the way, that McQuaid assist on the last goal was his second on the year, or third. Either way, good for him. Fantasy points. Marchand was closed on down low. He passed it out to Krug at the point, deflected to mid-blue line. Krug then he actually collects it, then slaps it. Gets through everything. It might have actually hit Backes. I couldn't really tell. I think it hits Backes' stick, goes right off the boards, comes right back out to Backes. Rick Nash, key play. You're not on the score sheet for this one, but I remember this. He lifted McDonough's stick, or just like stick checked him. McDonough doesn't get the puck, which causes the puck to be able to deflect off the boards and then get by McDonough because of that stick lift. Without that stick lift, it never gets to Backes, and then Backes roofs it. Where did he roof it? I usually put where they roof it. In front, I just say one times it. Slap shot, squeaks by. Oh, yeah, it hit Vasilevsky in, like, the ribs area, one of his sides, and just squeaks in behind him. Very dramatic way the puck just falls in the net slowly, but, it goes in. That Nash stick lift was cool. Really nice by him. I don't think Rick Nash is on the score sheet tonight, but he should be for that. There was a huge save on Braden Point by Tuukka Rask here. Tuukka had a great night. I just thought it was notable to mention a save or two. I believe I only have one more noted, but, giving Tuukka his props. Sadly, though, 20 seconds left in the first. Backes goes into net. Yanni Gourde falls, and Backes falls at the net. Gourde's blade kind of swings around and clips Backes' knee. Right above the shin pad, but right below the pants. Not protected. He's immediately cut. I thought it was a lot worse because you didn't see the cut live. You just saw Backes' leg dangling, so I'm like, I thought he tore his ACL or broke his knee or something. I was really? I was really pissed because I thought this was going to be a season-ending injury the way I saw it. But when I heard it was just a cut to the leg, I was happy. Not because he got cut, but because it was less serious. So he was out the rest of the game. So another game, another forward down. Injuries are plaguing this team right now, but none of them are long-term from our knowledge. So we're good for now. Boston would go up 3-0 midway through the second on a Rick Nash goal. Right after I say I didn't think Rick Nash... Oh, no, it's Riley Nash. Rick Nash assisted. He was on the score sheet. I was wrong. 40 seconds later, I'm wrong. Riley Nash would get the goal from Rick Nash. I believe that's the first time that's happened, a Nash-to-Nash goal. Krug gets his third assist of the game, his 38th on the year. What a game. He gets the Apple hat trick, in my opinion. Or not my opinion. That's what I call it. The Apple hat trick. He had 3 apples on the night. Power play because of a Sergachev high stick on Gianta. We were working the puck on the power play. Krug on the wall, about where the right wing will line up on the face-off on the far side of the ice. Throws it on net. Rick's big body creates havoc in front of the net. Big 6'5" frame. The puck's just in between him and Giardi. Giardi's old and slow, so he's not beating Rick Nash in a battle of any physicality at this point, even though Rick Nash is equally as old. He is not as slow or weak. Riley Nash would then find it after it squeaks out of Rick Nash's legs, and he would roof it on Vasilevsky, who was down on his knees already, which he was searching for the puck because it was just right in front. Tampa's forwards didn't pick up Riley. That's why Riley was so open, and he was able to roof it. Tuukka would later stop in the third period. Anyway, I should probably say that would be the last goal scored of the game. It was 3-0 Boston at that point, and we played great defense to end the game. Stamkos would have a one-time attempt. That would be stopped by Tuukka. That was the other notable save I thought I'd bring up. And this, I'm not sure if Tuukka saved this, but Killorn, I think, just straight up missed an empty net. Like, Tuukka was at the top of his crease. Killorn gets the puck, can just backhand it in, and he backhands it wide left. So he hits it behind Tuukka, but not in the net. He just straight up missed, I think. I don't think Tuukka hit it. He might have. I didn't think he did. The Bruins would then just run the clock out. Tuukka with 23 saves in the shutout. 3rd shutout of the year. 30th win of the season. Fun fact, that's his 5th straight season with 30 wins or more. That is the first time a Bruins goalie has had 30 wins in 5 consecutive seasons. That's a lot of years of history to never have that happen. So this is pretty cool. Very big feather to put in his cap for Tuukka Rask. Bruins went 2 for 3 on the power play, kind of like a reverse of what happened in Florida. Tampa went 0 for 3. Like I said, it's a reverse of what happened to Florida. Vasilevsky, 24-27, which may be the same exact stat line Tuukka had in Florida. Don't quote me on that. Cruz 3 apples, apple hat trick. Kevin Miller was the time on ice leader for the Bruins with 21 minutes and 41 seconds. Very by committee tonight, even ice time. Krug, they didn't have Krug leading the way as much they didn't have Krug leading the way like they did against Florida when he had 27 minutes. Hedman led for Florida with 28 minutes and 19 seconds. This guy's a workhorse. He will not score when he's on the ice. I don't believe we did. This guy is a boss. Giardi and McDonough, that pair was trash. You traded for McDonough. Maybe they'll gel. I kind of think it's on Giardi, but McDonough, I didn't want the Bruins to trade for him, and this kind of made me happy they didn't. He didn't look good tonight. He just didn't. We are now 4 points behind Tampa with 2 games in hand. They beat Edmonton on Sunday, today, which is why we are 4 points behind them. 2 games in hand. We win both those games. We're tied with them. Not only that, we have 2 more games against Tampa. So 2 games in hand and 2 games against Tampa. The ball's in our court. That's all I can say. No excuse. If you don't get the first seed, it's your own fault. Would it be like a failure to not get the first seed? No. Should you be able to? Yes. Should you be fighting for it? Yes. Should you want it? Yes. It should be a priority right now. If they are healthy and they can go, they should be on the ice. So, I think all these guys who are day-to-day, as soon as they can come back, I think first seed's really important. You really don't want to face Toronto in the first round. You much rather face a New Jersey. Columbus, I'm not too keen on facing. Do you want to face Florida? I mean, after what they did on Thursday, probably not, but is James Reimer going to stop you in 4 straight games? Or 4 games in a series like that? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I really think we get Florida in a series. Their defense isn't strong enough, in my opinion. I think most likely you want to face New Jersey. You don't really want to face anyone in the playoffs, but if you had to choose, I think New Jersey's the team you want to face if you get that first seed. What else is notable? Backus' injury, he got stitched up. He's not injured badly. It's just a cut. Got some stitches. He might miss a game or 2, I think. I don't know how bad the cut is, so I shouldn't say that. But really, depending on how bad the cut is will determine how long he's out. It doesn't sound too bad, though. DeBrusk's getting reevaluated for the game against Columbus. Could he play? I don't know. He got hit in the head. Those are very hard to predict how someone's doing. He could be dealing with headaches, or he could just be sitting on his couch these last 2 days, just being precautionary reasons, I'm not playing. Zdeno Chara is being reevaluated. Kind of the same thing. We don't really know, but he's listed as day-to-day, so I'm hopeful. Bergeron is still... No, Bergeron's getting reevaluated too, because they said he'd at least miss the road trip. The road trip's over. We're back and we're going to play Columbus tomorrow at home. So Bergeron's a possibility. So those 3 players are possibilities for tomorrow's game against Columbus. McAvoy's out for at least 2 weeks. Yeah. So who really knows who's going to play tomorrow? I don't. The Roto World hasn't updated. I haven't seen anything on Twitter. Really left up a creek without a paddle here. What else is there to note? Oh, yeah. Ryan Donato has just signed his entry-level contract with the Bruins. This guy has been a stud at Harvard. Big-time player at the Olympics this winter in South Korea. He signed his entry level. He's in Boston. Harvard's in Boston. Probably easy, like 20-minute bus ride. And he may play Monday. Very interesting. I think I might do a separate video tomorrow on Ryan Donato, what to expect, what he's done, why we should be like hyped about him coming up and all that. Anyway, so we are now 4 points behind Tampa. Can't say that enough. 2 games against Tampa. And the ball's in our court. That's what I want everyone to take away from this video. Ball's in our court. We definitely have something to play for. It wasn't like a week or two ago where it kind of looked like Tampa was too far away. They're now back in our reach, and we should be going full force. I'm going to end the video here because, it's already a little long. I'm Patar98. Hit like if you liked the video. Hit subscribe if you really liked the video. And I'll see you Tuesday to recap the Blue Jackets game. Or actually, if I do the Donato video tomorrow to talk about Donato, his future with the Bruins, where he'll place and all that. Yeah, it should be interesting. I will see you next time. Bye.